G'day fellas, and welcome back to another casted game. Spawning in at the north of the map, it is, of course, TheViper. Playing the Chinese, he's been on an absolute rampage playing the Chinese. And we're going to take a look exactly what he decides to get up to today. We are playing on King of the Hill, and I tell you what, a little bit of a weird hill, we'll say that much. But his opponent, who spawns down towards the south of the map, it's going to be the Mongol player, Lucifron7. Now, for anybody unfamiliar with Lucifron, he's the brother of Vortex. These guys both made it through to the main event of Genesis, so they are top-level players. And if you don't believe me, check out the top right-hand corner of your screen. You can see all that nice information up there, the map that we're on, the size of the map, as well as the ranks of the players and what we can expect to see out of those players. So, undoubtedly, both of these guys sitting in the top 10, it's gonna be a good game. Now, for anybody unfamiliar with this matchup, Mongols, a very early aggressive civilization. China, a very passive civilization. They don't like to be particularly aggressive, and they don't like to deal with aggression either. They have a difficult time, especially with some timings. So the timings that we're going to be looking out for here are probably an early age 2 or even early age 1 aggression coming out from the Mongol player, as well as potentially maybe some age 2 timings. But what I'm mainly going to be thinking about is that age 3 timing that comes in. So Springalds, Men-at-Arms, Lancers, all hitting at the same time and being powered up by that Uvu. So that's what I'm expecting out. We'll take a look over at the resources that are being gathered up by Lucifron at the moment. You can see he's got a lot of villagers already out on gold at 140. So probably just going to be playing it very standard. At least this is what I would call standard. Even though in most games you do see Mongols go for this early aggression, this is basically the way that most civilizations would be playing this at the moment. And so you can see that his spawn's a little bit unfortunate, I would say, just spawning so far away from the gold mine, but it's he's got his wood line there, and that's what he's happy. And you know what, I think he probably would have started here and had the option to go out to the gold mine, but he's determined that the wood line is the safest bet in this situation. So doing a pretty decent job there, slowly walking back a sheep as he does manage to come around and bringing back 9 sheep with him. So getting the triple-double in the middle, Viper's definitely going to be sad about that, as you see him out here at the moment with a single sheep, just, you know, not feeling the best, not looking the best. Viper not opting to open up with a mill. So one of the strategies we have seen players do, especially Viper, he's done it before, open up with a mill, chuck it out on these berries out here, or even if you just want to throw it on your wood line just to maximize your efficiency. That's one of the other things that you can do as well. Viper now going to be dropping down that Barbican of the Sun very, very early. 3 villagers on this Barbican. He is looking to get this up sooner rather than later. Now, he's going to have the opportunity to scout out his enemy. He's going to spot that deer stones coming down, and I expect he's probably going to pull villagers off. He will know that there's no aggression coming. He did spot the Uvu. He spotted that there's nothing on the Uvu. In addition to that, the gold mine that was once being mined, the Gur has now moved back to safety, as well as Lucifron continues to move that back towards his town center. So already getting it out and getting it moving quite early on. Now, Viper going to be doing a bit of an early expand here. So actually going past his Barbican. He's actually taken off one of those villagers. Still going to be having a very early age up here. And it's curious how he changes up his build order depending on the matchup. Not opting for a double town center like some people do in every matchup. Going to be coming in with the Khan here, and he's going to be spotting this out, Lucifron is. So Lucifron knows exactly what's up. Going to keep that that Falcon, I think it is. It's a scouting Falcon up in the sky, and just keeping an eye on that Barbican, watching the timing for it. But it's still going to be pretty early, coming up before probably even 4 minutes. So a very nice timing there. Also spots out this hunt. Now, keep in mind, he hasn't actually spotted this hunt that Viper is on. So he's not going to know that he can apply pressure here. I'm curious to know exactly what type of build order we're going to see out of him. And I'm expecting it's not going to be a fast castle. At least that's the way it seems at the moment. And the reason why is just because we had no early pressure. So normally the Mongols, they do a bit more of a drush, a Dark Age rush into fast castle. So whether that's like a little bit of tower pressure over on the wood line or over on the gold mine, something like that, just, you know, 2 or 3 spears out here, and then they look to get up to the castle age. But obviously, Lucifron's pulled this back from the gold mine. He's got his Gur just sitting down at his town center for now, keeping it safe, and he is actually going to be spotting out that mill being guarded up or being supervised by an Imperial official. Now, Viper's going to be careful. These guys, they are notoriously difficult to deal with, just with the AI, the way that it works. So if he works that down, he could actually get pretty close to a kill, especially because once he gets up to the second age, he's going to have a lot more attack coming out. Viper now looking to do a little bit of damage, get the damage out on there. But we'll take a look from Viper's perspective, see exactly what he's up to. He continues to scout his enemy. Now, in this position, he should be able to scout that he's not on gold. And because he's not on gold, he can expect that there is going to be 100% an H2 timing coming out. So what does Viper look to respond here? Viper is a player who likes to take advantage of the Chinese dynasty, so I've seen him go for the Song dynasty quite often, so I wouldn't be surprised to potentially, we've actually got a villager that's sitting idle inside this Barbican right now. I wonder how long that's been sitting in there for. Viper, you gotta wake up, my friend. And Viper, once again, scouting out this Uvu. Nothing on it. Now, this should, at this point, he should be wondering what the hell is going on, because we take a look at this point, he is definitely concerned. There's nothing on the Uvu, you're not on gold. What the hell are you doing? If you're not on, if you've got no military production at all, you've got no gold, what are you doing? And now we've got that answer. Lucifron is going with a fast second town center. It is before 6 minutes. It is ultra quick. And this is part of, you know, the really cool thing about the Mongols, okay? Is not that they just get this free unit that enables them to, for the entirety of the game, just harass villagers and force them to go off the resources that you want them on. As you can see, these villagers back here on low HP. But they have what is called agency, aggressiveness. They have the ability to set the tone of the game. If their enemy thinks that there's any chance that they're going to get attacked, well, they're going to play just like Viper did. Viper didn't go for a quick second town center. He didn't go for a fast Song dynasty. He went straight for an archery range because he saw his opponent wasn't on gold. He expected the worst. He didn't even go for an imperial official in the first stage. He didn't even so much as put a mill on these berries because he was scared that it could be a bad decision. And the thing is, with Mongols, it's so difficult to know what they're going to do, and now Viper gets punished because of it, because he doesn't have that early mill down here, he doesn't have that early Imperial official out, he's got a lower total food income now as a result of that as well, and so it really puts him off for the entirety of the game, because now he's going to have to fall back on that. Now, he's probably going to put 2 and 2 together and realize that a second town center was coming down. He's now gathering up stone. It looks like, if we take a look from Viper's perspective, he's got enough to be putting down a town center very shortly, but it's one of those things, right? Now he's behind. He's behind the Mongol player who was, you know, very happy to put this down before 6 minutes. It's now, we're well into the 7th minute now. Plenty of villagers coming out, and the double town center is going to get scouted out by Viper, so he has confirmed it. We see that beautiful little brick road that gets or rather a stone road there, but you can just see how frustrating this is to deal with as any civilization, the Mongol Khan. And this is something I've I've had so many issues with, and I have requested that it be nerfed for exactly this reason. It is so frustrating to play against this. You move your archers out. Look, as soon as you move your archers out, he's got massive line of sight. He spots that. He knows that the archers are coming. He runs away. He's on 50 HP. That's fine. He just comes back over to your stone mine. He's going to harass your villagers there. And you know what? If there's no villagers there, he'll move over to your wood line. And he just can continue doing that. We're at 8 minutes into the game. He's been relentless. And Lucifron is known as one of the best abusers of the early Khan. So developers, I'm not sure if you're watching, but I would definitely encourage you. I don't even know how you balance the Khan, you know, in the hands of players like Lucifron, but he's single-handedly able to raid the Viper while at the same time booming with 2 town centers. And it's kind of, I don't know, I get a bit annoyed with it, but maybe I'm just a bit overreactive. You can see he's trying to chase it down here with 3 archers here. He's going to leave that falcon up in the sky, and he can always do the runaround. He's going to come down to this town center, he's going to spot it, and he's just going to decide to go the other way. Now, Viper's probably going to move his archers up towards the north and look to block from that angle, but Lucifron's already done a huge amount of damage. Viper now going to be going for the dynasty as well, and interestingly, it actually gets spotted out by this scouting falcon. So he wouldn't have known about this. This got dropped after, I'm pretty sure, because there's 5 villagers on that. I think that's made pretty quick with China, double speed. So he actually spots out the dynasty coming in for Viper. So he should know that there is a timing window to attack Viper, and it's going to be an early castle age. So we'll see if Lucifron identifies that, whether he looks to capitalize on that in the early game. What I would expect out of Lucifron at this stage is probably going up to the castle, dropping that blacksmith down in transition. You can see he's got 900 stone sitting there, 900 free resources. Stable going to be coming in for him now, but I really wouldn't be surprised to see that that all-important improved siege engineering coming through. He may just avoid that completely and just look to go full Lancer and full men-at-arms, but we'll see how he plays it. We'll head up towards the base of Viper, and we'll see exactly what he's got going on. So as mentioned, he's now on that dynasty. For anybody wondering what this dynasty does, so you got this Tang dynasty button up in the middle of the screen. That is incorrect. It's not the Tang dynasty. It is the Song dynasty now for the Viper. Villager production time reduced, and once again, this villager gonna get picked off. This is the 2nd villager that dies now to a Khan. And, you know, you got to start asking yourself the question, like, against the Mongols, should I be forced to make an outpost on my mill just to defend against a free unit? Should I really? Because at this point, I feel like that's what Viper is thinking. You know, he's lost 2 villagers out here already. And the question is, what else can he really do to stop his units dying here? Because he can't have archers everywhere. I mean, he can, but then he's going to be dying down to these double Mongol TCs, right? So where does he go from here? He's got his archers out in a forward position at the moment. This Khan coming back around for the 15th time in this game and looking to take out more villagers. Now, I might be a bit salty, so I do apologize. I know I know that there's a lot of Mongol fans in the game, but now, once again, another villager going to be going down. So it might just be a fact that, you know, Viper's got a lot of low... Look at this. Every single villager here that has got, you know, low HP. There's the 3rd villager that goes down. These are villagers that have been attacked by the Khan. Now, he could have villagers that have got full HP out here. That would definitely be a wise choice. He could also look to get the textile upgrade. I'll give him that. But by the same token, I mean, you just look at that. That is ridiculous, the amount of villagers that are sitting down on such low HP. 3 of them dead already. I'm gonna have to stop talking about it. Otherwise, you guys are gonna hate me too much. So let's forget about the Khan, or at least let's try and forget about the Khan. We'll switch over to the perspective of Lucifron, so we don't have to listen to that sound coming through as he gets under attack. Gonna be going up with a step redoubt now, hitting that age up at about 11 minutes 30, and this is the timing window for him. We'll take a look at the units that are coming out. We've got a double batch of Lancers coming out. Another double batch of Lancers going to be coming out. So 4 Lancers coming out super duper early. And once again, that Khan regenerating up to full HP. Now with 300 HP and 12 attack. Actually being repelled by some Jukunu. So we'll have to see how well the Khan does against those. But my suspicion is pretty well, considering it's got 2 ranged armor. Also, did I see 7 range? God, it has 7 range? Jeez Louise. Gonna come in now, the longbow on a horse here, and begin to 4-shot villagers. Take a look at that. I just know there's someone in the chat. I know there's someone in the YouTube comments who said the Khan is perfectly balanced, and now they're watching this and they're just like, oh, was I wrong? Is it the children that are wrong? Like, did I say that too soon? Maybe I said that too soon. Khan now going to be moving away after taking out another 2 villagers. The Khan has single-handedly killed more villagers than I have killed as the Chinese in like the last 7 games combined. Like, it is insanity. And now going to be beginning to kite away these archers, and look how much damage it does to those archers. Oh my god, I gotta stop. The Khan is just terribly, like, I mean, you guys saw my unique unit tier list, right? I put the Khan in S tier for a very good reason, and that is why it is so damn good. Villagers now going to be garrisoning inside of the Barbican and looking to make a bit of a connection down here with the Lancers. The 4 Lancers beginning to move in. It looks like an armor arrow going to get thrown up in the sky. So up to 7 ranged armor for these bad boys as the crossbows now come out, because Viper did apparently reach the castle age. I didn't actually see that. Astronomical clock tower coming out for him. So no real surprise there, but he has those crossbows out to deal with it. He's got the +1, no +2 just yet on his attacks, but that's definitely going to be helpful for him in repelling these attacks. Khan still towards the north, just doing its Khan thing. We'll take a look over at the base of Lucifron. He's sitting on 152 stone at the moment. We don't have improved siege engineering just yet, but I would suspect he is looking to save up for that. So we'll have to take a look and come back in a minute or two and see whether he's decided to change that up. Khan going in, looking to do a little bit of a dive here, but making the wrong decision. And now all of these crossbows coming out. Viper actually doing a great job of picking up the crossbows. So sort of managed the timing very well here, knowing that his opponent is going to be looking to do that fast castle, you know, double town center into fast castle. This map is the kind of map that you would expect to have that more open, or not more open, but a climate more encouraged on booming. And once again, this Khan going to get away, 93 HP, and then regenerate safely. And now 7 Lancers going to be running in towards that gold mine, or heading inside that inside that town center. So doing a great job of making sure they're all safe, including the Imperial official. And I really like the use of this by Viper. Very smart. This mill out here, probably not, you know, knowing just how well those Khans do. But now look at the Lancer mass really beginning to build. We do have +2 range upgrade here. So it's going to be quite a decent unit to trade into those crossbowmen. 37 attack. We'll take a look at the upgrades that have come through. We've got +1 attack that has come through for the melee, and now we do see improved siege engineering coming through. Do we have any Springlets coming out just yet? It doesn't look like Viper's got any Springalds out just yet, as a wall looks to get built up here towards the north. Viper bringing his crossbows up and looking to make a bit of a connection. That's a lot of crossbows. I don't know if I would take that with that many Lancers, even though, look, those Lancers would probably win, but Viper's going to have reinforcements. He's going to be able to push in here. Viper having a great time scouting down towards the south. We'll do a little bit of a stock take. Viper sitting on 64 villagers at the moment. His opponent sitting on 72. Viper now going to have a bit of trouble. Viper splitting up the units. He's sent up all of his crossbows up here towards the north. He's lost these ones down towards the south. He's having a bit of a bad time as that Lancer almost manages to get away, but picks off those two. Viper losing out a lot of units there just to chase these ones away, and he's going to have more reinforcements coming in. There they are now. Lucifron actually stacking up a huge amount of resources at this point. Almost looking like he's going to go for an Imperial Age at this point. I am genuinely curious about this strategy. Speaking of strategy, has Viper disconnected? Like, I'm kind of worried about Viper. No, Viper has not disconnected. He lost a whole bunch of units over there. He had idols up here towards the north. It looks like he didn't disconnect. I don't even think this wall goes all the way. Yeah, this wall doesn't even go all the way. So Viper just trying to limit the movement there, but looks like more rage just happening everywhere. Going to be losing that couple of spearmen as well on the front line. Looking to move out, probably even make some Springalds, but Viper's going to try and get some Springalds out of his own, get those greased axles moving, and start getting out here to try and defend these raids. But Viper having a very difficult time at this point. Now, keep in mind, Lucifron is playing the Mongols. If you guys were to look at the scores, I would note to you that Mongol scores are bugged. Okay, so for the Mongols, whenever you pick up a town center and drop it down, I think it might only be with the capital. Oh, this is a big oversight right here coming in from Lucifron, actually. But now we've got another battle that continues, and this is why Lancers are such a strong unit, because if they're in higher numbers, they get to choose when they want to fight and when they don't want to fight, and they can just get themselves away like that, and they can come back to fight another day. But Mongols looking pretty decent at the moment compared to the Chinese, I will say that much. Now, those spears, look at all those spears coming out on the front line. We've got the veteran upgrade coming through as well for these spears as they now look to isolate this gold mine on the front line. We've got the Barbican firing off a couple of arrows as well as that big gun that it's got. In a bit of a difficult spot though. It's somewhat down the mountain rather than up the mountain. First villager going to be going down. Second villager going to be going down. Third one almost goes down, but that armor definitely being paid for right there. Step readout now has been placed, but I would expect that we do have some Springalds being made, and indeed we do have some Springalds being made. Fourth Springald going to be dropped down here, and so much resources here. I was thinking he could potentially look for an Imperial Age, but I don't even think he's going to need to. I think Viper might be in a bit of a tough spot here, as his enemy just continues to run him around. Mongols having an absolute great time. I tell you what, as China, this never feels fun to go up against, and look at all of these Springalds just basically coming out of nowhere. I don't think there's any real way that Viper can deal with this. He is trying to respond with his own Springalds, the clock towers, but he's going to get outnumbered so quickly. That was a huge amount of resources that was being saved up there by his opponent. Now we can see that Lucifron is still stacking up 2.3k gold. And that's the thing with Mongols. You've got so much gold, you barely know what to do with it. It's absolutely ridiculous. This step readout, just the way it works, it is incredibly strong. Look, I know I've already called for nerfs for the Mongol Khan, but I tell you what, you know, maybe we could just tone these numbers down a little bit. Maybe change that from 50% down to 40%. I don't know. It just seems really kind of crazy how much gold they get. And, you know, combine that with the Uvu as well and all the free units. It just goes absolutely bonkers. Kind of makes me want to play Mongols, I'll be honest with you guys. But now, towards the south of the map, Viper going to be spotting out another Lancer that continues to move in. He does have that +2 attack now. He's also got the veteran Chokunu that are coming in. Plenty of Springalds out here now for his enemy. Lucifron definitely looking to seal the deal at this point as he begins to siege down the Barbican with the battering ram. More attacks happening on the back line. Just a single Lancer going to get taken out, at least going to try and get taken out. Those Chokunu managing to do it finally. But we've actually got a little bit of a forward attack command post here. But now, speaking of command post, Lucifron looking to push into the base of Viper and looking to seal the deal at this point. Where is Viper's army? You know what? Where is Viper's army? Viper doesn't even have an army and the game gets called like that. That's how quick it goes. Mongols, really beautiful aggression coming out there from Lucifron. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you check out the Viper. I'll leave a link in the comments. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.